Okay, who wanna be an astronaut again? Cause I am. Artemis 2 really just reignited my childhood dream, which is to become an astronaut and study astronomy. That's always what I wanted to do ever since I was young. I've always loved the galaxies, the outer space, like the mysteries of our universe. I've always loved it. And then I just realized that I forgot about it completely. Like going to adulthood, I just forgot about like the good feeling of studying about the universe. I always remember that I wanted to have a degree in astronomy, and here in my country, in the Philippines, we rarely have it. But I know there was like only one or two schools that have it, but I don't really know much about it. And if I wanted to have an astronomy degree, it has to be a school where it's really known, because it was my passion. And I remember, do you guys have it before? I think it's only a Filipino thing, but do you have it before when you were young? You have these books called I Wonder Why, or is it just my family? Because I digress. It's just my family. I've known a lot of classmates who also had the same set of books, the I Wonder Why books, and I wonder why people had that before. It's so funny. And that I remember this I Wonder Why book in astronomy. I can really still picture it in my mind. And our I Wonder Why in astronomy got our pages torn apart for some reason, but probably it was a proof that we've always loved that I Wonder Why out of everyone, of all the books that we had, because it got ripped apart and torn to shreds and we can't read it anymore. But yeah, Artemis 2 going back to the moon and just seeing oh yeah, speaking of the moon right now is absolutely magnificent. It's like a crescent, a small slit of a crescent. It's almost like the moon is blocking the sun, but it's just the moon. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, yeah, as I was saying, Artemis 2 and humanity going back to the moon is making everybody feel like they always want to they want to become scientists again. I think we've lost that passion in the times because we've always just read it in books, like there was a man in the moon before, but now that you actually see it in contemporary times and people post about it, and I see a lot of posts on Reddit, it's amazing, like people talking about how their passions have reignited, and it makes me feel like I'm not alone, because seeing them on like just being so happy in like doing that type of thing, it makes me feel so happy as a human being. Like, oh my gosh, despite our issues in the world right now, it's all insignificant in the face of the cosmos. Like, it's amazing. Like, I can't think of any other jobs right now in the world that's more dignifying than being an astronaut. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if you really become an astronaut? Like, you have that 1 in a million chance to leave the planet and go to places where people haven't really went to. I think in the future that'll be the most like in-demand job. Like, if going to the moon becomes normal and commercialized, I think that'd become a in-demand job instead of being influencers, instead of becoming popular, famous, and all of that stuffs that we have right now. And I don't blame a lot of people wanting to be influencers, wanting to be famous right now, because it's really just with the times, if you're stuck in with your phone and internet and you see people getting famous for talking about anything and everything that they're passionate of course they also want to do it, because there's no such representations of science like you can actually see. But when everybody is watching people go to the moon, like it's actually like a humanity event, it's like history, and everybody sees it, then you see a bit of representation of science and astronomy, and you inspire these new generation to actually study astronomy and become astronauts and become smart and study about numbers, and like, you know what I'm saying? It's like this Artemis mission and the following Artemis missions to come is really going to inspire a lot of people, especially with Artemis 2. I am so glad that NASA made it as diverse as possible, because like the crew is diverse. They have a white man, they have a woman, they have a person of color, and they have a Canadian who's not American, and these four people you can see just trapped in a small space, and they're all just working together for a shared human goal, and that is to reach to the moon again. And it's such a great move from NASA to do it, like other than just doing what previously worked before, which is all just predominantly white male. Like this time it's really just a mixture of every other, like it's a good thing to do, because you can actually feel like you're, I know how representation is really powerful, so I can just imagine how the black people feel seeing a part of, like, they're like a person of color going to space and going to the moon for the first time. And or if I can just imagine if you're a woman and seeing a woman going to the moon for the first time, you feel like you can do anything in the world because you have been represented. And I feel like it's about time. I just wish eventually there would be an Asian going to the moon as well, because that I would really feel represented to have an Asian representative going to the moon. More if it's a Filipino, that would be my homie over there. Like, go kababayan, let's do this. But I think that'll be far, far from the time. I think it's gonna be a part of my lifetime, but it's going to be like really far ahead. But an Asian representation would be really good for, the Asian community. I would love that. I would super love Asian representation. But anyway, not NASA's decision to give a diverse crew for Artemis 2, which is like the starting point of going back to the moon, is such a powerful move. It's not just like a political or like a marketing move, because I've seen some discussions over in Reddit where people are discussing like, oh, this is just a marketing ploy, or even just before, like they started having those discussions ever since like 2024 or something. Like people were always talking about, yeah, they just want to be as inclusive as everything. What do you want to do next? Like put something else. Like people will always complain about representation are people who've always been represented. Like they don't have any problems because they've always seen themselves in historical events like that. But people who always have been in the sidelines and always have not seen themselves in missions like that, and seeing their people, like some people who can actually reflect what they look, who they are, and their identity, and seeing that person go to the moon, it makes you feel like everything is possible because someone like you is also there. And I was watching their interview post splash, going to the moon, like the Artemis 2 crew, and Jeremy closed the going to the moon mission of them really well. He said, if you haven't seen the interview, I'm just gonna say it again. It's like he let his crewmates stand up, and then they were all just nag-agbay na sila. Tapos he was saying, if you like what you're seeing here on stage, you're not seeing us, you're seeing yourselves. We are a mirror, a reflection of you. And if you like what you're seeing, then think a little deeper. Because in the face of the cosmos, when you're in the moon, boundaries, political affiliations, religious affiliations, everything that you believe in, borders even, nationalities, races, it all doesn't matter. We're all the same human beings in a crew, in a ship called Earth, in the vast ocean of nothingness. We're all just the same, essentially. And that's what Artemis 2's biggest mission has accomplished, because they really relayed this message to everybody that we're all just the same. Like every problem that we're thinking of right now, it really doesn't matter, because in the face of the cosmos, we're all the same. We're all crewmates in this world. So let's just be a little kinder to other people and to ourselves, because at the end of the day, we're all in this together. We're humanity, and that's what we are. And I'm so glad for Jeremy to close their mission really succinctly. And I just hope it has a lot of edits right now, some like on TikTok, for example. I just hope that people actually saw the interview and not just like the hype moments. Like the interview really gave a lot of perspective Like Christina, for example, she's like, what is a crew? Like, a crew is who's understanding each other and knowing like how to work with each other despite our differences, despite of like, what do you think, what makes us different? Like, we're all essentially just the same. Like, and they all just had this profound perspective that you should listen to in the interviews and the upcoming interviews to come. Because if you go to space, I genuinely believe that you will have another perspective that not a normal human would gain. Because being formerly an exchange student and studying in abroad and going even to abroad for the first time and leaving a small town dito sa Philippines, it widened my perspective and it changed entirely how I think. It changed entirely my identity, like how I pursue my dreams and everything. So what more if you actually leave the planet, literally, not even your country, not even your town, not even another country, you're leaving the earth. That's how I kind of understand, like, it really gave them this perspective. As what Jeremy said, going to the moon makes you think like you need to add more adjectives, because the beauty that they see outside the earth is just, there's no words to describe it, literally. So astronauts should make another word for those things. But yeah, anyway, I love astronomy now. I don't know, I'm still young, I'm 24. Maybe I'll pursue a degree in astronomy again. But I'm really just, lately I've been watching astronomy stuff, time dilation stuff, what's in the moon stuff, interviews about the Artemis 2 stuff and everything else, and I just love every single second of it. And I'm glad that I reignited my childhood passion in astronomy. And thank you, NASA, thank you, Artemis 2, for such a brave mission. We appreciate it. We appreciate it all. In behalf of humanity, thank you so much. And we can't wait for another Artemis to go and eventually have a permanent base on the moon. That is all, guys, for today. Thank you so much for listening. And if this or Artemis 2 has reignited your passion for astronomy, gosh, let's talk about it down there below. Thank you, and see you again.